Hello all, welcome to auratrainings.com. In this session, we'll discuss about the process cloud service, which is part of OIC. So let's understand what is this PCS and how it is related to OIC. And we'll also try to understand how we can design a simple sample and how do we invoke it, how do we import it, and how do we migrate it. I mean to say, how do we download the solution which we design. Okay, so how exactly the PCS is related to ICS or VPCS or nothing but OIC. So OIC is a PaaS offering from Oracle which comprises three services. One is integration cloud services, which we use for the purpose of building integration. Other one is process cloud service, which is we use it for the purpose of designing a BPM based application. So it's nothing but it's more of designing an automated application. So similar to workflow in e-business suite. Developers who are from e-business suite background, this is just exactly same as workflow in e-business suite. Or you can also consider it as if you are from other background like a BPM application, like a Pega. You can compare this PCS as a Pega in Oracle. Next one is visual based cloud services. This is for the purpose of designing web based pages in the PaaS platform. So this is based on a jet technology of Oracle. Okay. So OIC, as we understand now, OIC is having three offerings. It's nothing but a platform offering from Oracle. And when you subscribe as a client, when any client subscribes to OIC, they'll get these three services. Of course, there are other things will come into picture, but this is a high level overview of OIC, PCS, ICS, and VPCS. So first thing is I am repeating again. So ICS is for the purpose of designing integration to integrate heterogeneous system. Nothing but let us if you want to integrate e-business to SAP or SAP to Oracle Cloud, right now to Oracle Cloud. So n number of ways, right? Like, or maybe let us if you want to read a file from FTP and upload that into e-business suite, you can use ICS. Coming to process cloud service, this is for the purpose of notification and approval purpose, or nothing but business automation generally we call it as. Coming to visual based cloud services, this is for the purpose of designing web based pages using a jet technology. And it is again like I have a inbuilt integration with a PCS as well as ICS. Here if you observe, I have provided some screenshots here. So this particular screenshot is of Oracle OIC, which is having three things, right? Processes, integration, and visual builder. And this screenshot is of VBCS, which is having a direct integration with the PCS, right? And here, if you observe, this particular screenshot is from the Oracle ICS, which is having a direct integration with the processes, right? So, in the similarly, like you can also observe that this is a PCS screenshot in which you have a direct integration of ICS in PCS. So there is no direct integration of VBCS in PCS, but ICS you have a integration in PCS. So more or less all the three things are interrelated and each one is having its own integration. And again, everything is integrated via web services. Okay. So let's get into PCS. Yeah. So what is PCS, right? So just now we discussed it's a BPMN tool, which we use it for the purpose of notification and approval purposes. And here, if you observe, so the leaders in the BPMN as per the Gartner quadrant is Pega as well as APN as well as IPM. And of course, like Oracle is a challenger in this particular area. But of course, like within maybe a couple of years, Oracle also will reach to this particular stuff. Okay. And what exactly as a developer you require? So there is no coding required. And generally business users or business developers can also work on this one. There is no coding required. And you don't require any installation as it is a cloud offering. Obviously, when any of the cloud offering, generally we don't have anything to install. Just it's all a browser-based, internet-based tooling solution provided by the provider. And like coming to the subscription basis, like again depends upon the Oracle and client negotiation. So they will have their own set of things. So the what are the configuration which we design in this one? This will get packaged into exp file. Okay. So let's see some of the features as well as the navigation. So this is again repeated stuff like zero code stuff. It is especially for the line of business users or citizen users, a subscription model. Okay. Yeah, again, similar one. So I'll just skip this one also. I don't know, discuss. Yeah. So here, if you observe the important stuff, like I just want to highlight in this particular session, understand how we can design a very simple BPM application or process application in the using a PCS, right? So here, if you observe, like once you are into the Oracle integration, right? So like once you got the Oracle integration, navigation, you just need to click on processes. Once you click on processes, here if you observe, this was my OIC navigation. Once I click on process, I'll be reaching here, process applications. Once you click on process application, so you'll be observing all these things. So in the processes, yeah, I'm just clicking here. See here, if you observe, once you click on processes, this will navigate to process. In the processes, you'll find four things: process applications, decision model, spaces, and administration. So each again will have its own set of functionalities, right? So process application is a place where you'll have the list of processes in the list of process which you have created in the instance. Okay, that will be available here in the process application. We'll try to understand what exactly process is, decision model, and like spaces and all these things in the next coming slides. But as of now, just understand like what exactly each page contains. Process application will have a list of processes, and here spaces will have a list of spaces, and decision model again, like it's kind of list which is available. Decision model will list down all the list of decision models that are available, and administration is especially for the purpose of like administration task, like if you want to give the access of your particular space to other users, and like if you want to clone or delete kind of thing. Okay. Yep. One of the very important thing here, if you observe, what is the hierarchy of your PCS app? Like when you are designing any of the coding, right? You just need to understand what to be created first, and like where exactly you have to do something, right? So in this particular one, the first thing is when you want to create any application. Generally, like here, the major component of the PCS is a application, process application we call it as. So the first thing when you create, what we have to do is we have to create a space. In the space you'll create an application. So in the application you'll create a processes. Okay, so the processes comprises of the n number of these things under this one, nothing but here if you observe, one space can have n number of application, one application can have a number of processes, and one process can have a number of forms kind of thing. So but hierarchy is, you'll have a space, you'll have a space is nothing but your folder, application is nothing but a file. In the file you'll have a list of contents, right? That's how it is. Okay, so the major thing what we generally our concentration is on the processes. Okay, so process a major functionality, major component which will have the exact business functionality to be achieved, because an application will have n number of processes. Here if you observe, like here in this application is listing down one of the process, similarly it will have n number of processes, so each process will have a specific functionality to be achieved. Okay, so yeah, that is like a description of each particular thing, what exactly is processes, web forms. So web form, like a process is nothing but the actual business component in which you'll be designing the business logic. Web form is nothing but when you are sending this particular process application, now let us say you have designed your PCS app. Okay, how exactly the business user interacts with, right? So how you want, what you want to convey with this one. So there are two things: either it can be information sharing or it can be approval purpose. Let us say if you consider information sharing, so most of the times like let us say your loan amount is approved, leave request is approved, let us say purchase order details, right? So you need to send some set of data to the business user. So how do you send it? Using the web forms. These web forms are integrated with the business objects, so those business object again interrelated to some other functionality, but we'll not discuss those things at this point of time. So web form is nothing but a kind of a form which can be a read-only form or an approval purpose, which business user can get some information from this web form. Okay, so decision, it's more of like a if then else condition kind of thing, where you can use, where you can design that, like there is a specific function, specific set of coding language which, or I mean coding kind of thing which Oracle provides. It's a field language that also we are ignoring in this particular session. Integration, we know that like you can just simply integrate with like external integration stuff, I mean external web services which are available, or you can integrate with the ICS web services which are available. Okay, let's get into the sample now. Okay, so I'm not highlighting much of the the building blocks. I just want to design. So when you want to learn something, right, don't get into the details in the single first session. Okay, because it is tough to understand some set of things by just understanding theory. That's the reason I don't want to get into much of the theory now. I just want to give you an overview, like what is a navigation, how can I create a sample, that's it. After that you can get deeper into each and every particular component. Okay, so once you're in the process window, I mean process page, click on processes, click on create an application. So here if you observe, the first thing what we are trying to do is create an application, but we have to select a space, right? You can select an existing space or you can create a space. Okay, so space is nothing but again a packaging structure. Okay, it's like a top level package. Space will have a number of application, each application can have a number of processes, and each process can have the remaining set of components. So yeah, once you click on application, it will come to this particular page where you have to select the processes. So selection of a process, again, there are different ways of creation of a form. So better you can select start from a scratch or start with the form. So second option is the best one, start with the form. Okay. So once you click on start with the form, so it will by default, like it will show, just mention your process name, and once you click on OK, it will just have a start and end. So every particular process should have a start and end. It's like, when you design a program, right? If you write a PLC program, you always have begin and end, right? So nothing but later when you write a function, you'll have an opening braces as well as closing braces. Similarly, a PCS application always should have a start and end, and start should be should be start with the event. It can be, like a receiving of a message, or it should be a receiving of a form. Okay. So in our case, we are starting with a form. Okay. So now what you do is click on this particular start icon, click on properties, and you just mention the set of information like a title, as well as click on this particular plus symbol where you have to create a form. So in this form, you can mention what fields user can enter. So right now in this one, it is not an approval one. It is just a, like you just want to provide input parameter. There is no approval mechanism involved in this one. Okay. I just want to provide input value to this greeting so that it will get processed. Okay. So we are not doing the real business functionality. We just want to understand what is the navigation, how we can create a simple one, and how we can just monitor it. Okay. Yeah. So this is how we can design a form. You have, like this is a graphical stuff. We can just simply drag and drop. There is no coding involved in this one. And once this is done, what you can do is, once your application is ready, so there are a couple of buttons using which you can test your application. The first thing, the very simple thing is click on test. After you click on test, click on play. Once you click on play, it shows an option where you can test your application, or you can also click on try in test mode, which is provides similar information, but it will create an instance. So that's the only difference. Okay. So here, yeah. So let me show you one more important thing. So before getting further, right? So what I'll do is I'll just create one live demo session for this one. Okay. Now I'll just go here. So I'll just close the things which are not necessary. So now here, this is my Oracle integration instance page. I have a couple of instances. I'll just click on this one, open integration homepage. So this is my Oracle integration homepage. Okay. Yeah. So I'm in the integration homepage, OIC. So click on processes. It will just show you the list of things. I'll just click on process application. So by default, I mean to say, like, I already have one of the existing application, but I just want to create one more, right? So I'll just click on create. So when you click on create, it shows three options: start with a quick start, import an application, or create an application. So start with a quick start provides a list of existing set of demos which are already available. You can use them, but it takes some time to understand them. They are little bit complicated one. I mean to say, like, until unless we have some sort of experience on the PCS, we cannot understand what exactly each component is doing. So best thing is create an application. So I'll just say PCS second app. Okay. So in the space, you can just create a space, or you can choose an existing one. I'll just say second space and click on create. So understand the navigation. Generally, we prefer this is a cancel. This could be a create button, but this is not a create button. This is a cancel button. So this is a create button. Okay. So click on create button. Okay. Now it will go to another page where it will ask you to mention what is your process name. So what we have created so far, we created one space, one app. Okay. So I'll just create a process now. I'll go with start with the form. I'll just mention second process, or you can just mention process, either way, form. Okay. So now this is my process. So here, if you observe, there are a couple of things on this one. You have a delete option, you have, like open properties, open data association, and you can have a link. So as of now, we are not creating any of the new components here. I just want to satisfy with the existing things. So click on start, click on this particular hamburger icon, click on open properties. So there are two things we have to modify here. I'll just mention title second process and form, attach the form. So so there is no form available at this point of time for our process. I'll click on plus symbol here. If it is an existing one, you can just select the search icon. Now in this one, we are trying to create a new form. I'll just say second web form, click on open immediately and click on create. So now in the web form, you can mention what components you want to pass to this particular process application. I just want to pass only one particular input parameter. I'll just say name. That's it. No complications at all. Name. So you can, just a very simple graphical one. You can do a drag and drop kind of thing. Click on save. Now go to your second process. Click on second process here. Now our application is, our process is almost ready, right? So the first thing I want to do is click on test. Let's see what will happen now. When you click on test, it shows a couple of things like here, if you observe, play and this one is not enabled, right? So what I'll do is click on activate. So I'll just say, go with the default option, click on activate. Yep, perfect. So now the play and try and test mode both are enabled. So there is a difference, there is a minute difference between play and try and test mode. When you click on play, it shows the real time playing of your application. I think with the execution, it clearly shows like from where it is going to where it is going to where kind of thing. Try and test mode directly, it will start with the form. You just need to enter the data and click on submit. It doesn't show you graphical flow. In the play, it shows a kind of a application is getting played. That's how it shows. I just clicked on play now. Let's see what will happen. So this is my process. I'll click on process. So this is an application player, right? In application, I have only one particular stuff. So here, at this point, it is there. You have to click on this button so that it will start playing. Now, by default, we have designed our process such a way that it requires some input parameter. I'll just say Sri and click on submit. So now it will go from start to end. Okay, it is, like thinking whether to go or not, right? Yep, perfect. It went to end and it shows some kind of top icon which says it's end kind of thing. So done, click on close. So this is one way of testing your application. What we have done, we just clicked on test and play. So next one I want to show you, click on the same process again, click on test again, and let's see one more difference here now. This time I'll click on try in test mode. A different variation here. So what is our process name? Second process. And I just clicked on second process. I'll just say Sri again, click on submit. Now it says an instance ID got created. Instance 13 of second process created. Earlier it did not show anything, but now when we click on test mode, it is creating an instance. Its instance is nothing but like generally if you are aware from server background or any other like a concurrent program background. Let us say in e-business hub, right? In the e-business suite, when you run a concurrent program, it generates a request ID, right? So yeah, that's how the instance ID, right? Nothing but the runtime execution of your program is monitored by a particular ID. Okay. Now, how do you monitor, right? We'll try to get into that one also, or you can try click on my task. Okay. Click on filter here. So click on more. It's not showing anything, right? So click on processes. Again, click on filter. Click on completed one, right? Instance of second process 13, right? So it's clearly showing our instance which we got created. Okay, this is how we can monitor the particular process which was executed. So we have few more things to discuss. Let's get back to that. So I clicked on back, which will go to our composer page, we call it as, or it went to integration, sorry. So click on process and now it will go to process composer, right? Click on PCS second app. So here, if you observe the navigation here, this plays a very important role to understand the navigation also. Composer is a place where we design our applications. So I'll just click on the second process again. So I want to activate it, nothing but I want to give this particular PCS WSDL to the integration team so that they can invoke it. Okay. So to do that, first of all, you have to click on publish. Okay. Click on publish. And like you just mention any comment, I'll just say second app, click on publish. Now click on activate. So now this particular instance will get activated. The published version will get activated. Select the latest published version, nothing to change. Click on validate, nothing to change. Click on options. So here mention the version. I'll just say 1.0. Click on activate. That's it. So we are done on publishing our PCS app as a WSDL so that the integration team can invoke. Click on finish. Right? So here it doesn't show WSDL, but where is the WSDL, right? So couple of navigation issues will come across. So It takes some time to understand them, but I provided all the navigation things in my slide so that you can always refer to them in a very easier manner. Okay. So I'm clicking on application again. So where I went to the process list. So the process list is a place where it shows a list of processes which are available, right? So in the process list page, click on activate. So now it shows a list of things, list of processes which are available, which are published, I mean to say. In the actions, click on web services. It shows the WSDL, right? The one which got generated. So copy the WSDL, go to SOAP UI. Okay. So if you don't have it, please install it. So once you go to SOAP UI, so click on SOAP, mention the WSDL. Okay. Yeah, the name came automatically here. Click on OK. So it just gets the WSDL information, tells you the list of methods which are available. Yeah, the start is the first one, request. So now you have to enter the authorization here. Okay. So I think I have. Okay. Now mention from SOAP UI. So here, if you observe, right, the parameter which we created in our form, this was the name it was showing here, name. This is an argument of the form. Click on start. So here there is no business logic involved, frankly. A very simple thing is we got a WSDL, we are just invoking it, right? 202 accepted, nothing but successfully we have executed it, right? Now what you can do is go to the my task. So here, where is that my task, right? So again, the very tough part to understand this one. What you can do is click on home, go to ICS home here, OIC home. Now click on my task. No, still it's not correct. Processes, still it is not correct. But where is it? Right? That's the problem. So click on home. Yeah, click on home. So there could be a couple of ways of achieving something, but this is one of the way which I found. So click on home. I'm in the ICS OIC dashboard, OIC page. Click on dashboard. I clicked on my task. Sorry if I am confusing you, but yeah. Oh man, it's forwarding automatically. I don't know. No, this is not the correct one. Process application is goes through process, right? Okay, let me show you. Yeah, this was the one which I'm referring to here. If you observe, right, I'm in the process workspace. Sorry, you have to simply go to this particular navigation workspace, and you can just click, go to this particular process tracking page. And here I'll just click on this one, and just click on processes. Yes, processes, and always click on completed here because they were completed, right? So second process. So what I do is, yeah, I'll try to invoke again. So here, as of now, we have these two processes of second process, right? Let's try to invoke it from here again. Okay, refresh. What happened? It's not showing. Okay, but could be some reason. I'm not sure what is the reason, but yeah. So this is how we can monitor a particular process from here. Okay, so here if you observe, right, so this particular process, so it just shows the start and end, right? So this how it gets available here. Okay, so you can just explore on this particular process information, and you can just click. There could be some refresh issue, or could be a caching issue for sure. Okay, or maybe I'll just try to open this in the new window. Let's try once more. Click on completed. Okay, bad luck, it's not showing for me. Not sure. Let me try once more. Yeah, it is getting executed because you are getting a success stuff, right? That's fine. So this is how we can trace out your particular process from this particular window, process tracking page. Okay, so Coming to the navigation, I clearly mentioned all this information here. Yeah, so we just finished this one, we finished this one, right? So there are three things, right? Workspace, composure. This is a OIC home, this is not workspace. This is this is a composer, this is a workspace, and this is a OIC home. Okay. Now, so couple of things, like when you design something, right? Like how do you migrate? That's a general question which for a developer or a like a business user come across, right? So there is no the option is like you have an export option. Simply go to your process and click on export. You can download the latest one or the based on the published activity you can select. That's a option for export. For import, when you click on create, you have an option to import an application. That's how we can import your application. So test one, we just saw it, right? So you can do it in a play or test mode. So based on the requirement, you can do it. And coming to the next one, publish. So you can just like to activate it, you require to publish. Once you publish, you can mention the activation. And once you do that, you'll get the web service using your particular SOAP UI. You can invoke it, right? So to monitor it, right? So here, this is a place where you can monitor it, right? Process tracking page. So this is how we can monitor the information. So these are the 4 important links for your PCS one, like a OIC home, process list home, composer, workspace, as well as a monitoring one. So you have to consider that monitoring also. So 5 important links for the this particular application. Okay. So hope you got some idea on the PCS one. Okay. So in this particular one, we just designed a very simple process, but in the coming session, we'll try to consider the approval kind of samples. Okay. Thank you.